Mhm. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on what time zone you're in or what time you're watching this video. Today, we're back with Inpatient. This is Caskets. I know this came out a little while ago, but things have been so hectic, and so I'm excited to kind of sit down and actually listen to new music again. We even got Token coming out soon too, and I'm just hyped all around. This is gonna be amazing. I hope that you're all excited. I know that I am. Love you all. Let's jump right in, shall we? Let's go.
If I don't wake tomorrow morning, empty shoes on the side of the hall, and if my number stops calling, picture frames hanging up by the door. You try to reach right in and hold on to the little things, but they slip away. But it's okay, 'cause I had a hell of a time. Know that I had the time of my life. So remember me and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes until the caskets close. And if you get that sinking feeling, thinking about the time we shared, I hope it helps you with your healing. Knowing that I wasn't scared, I savored everything. I pressed the world up against my skin. I was lucky, I guess. I always found the beauty in the mess. You gotta hold on to the little things, but you gotta let go just a little bit. When another one goes, one will find their wings. Then they'll find their way home, little take and give. Into the unknown and the changing tides. The sun sets low on an endless sky. So much we don't know, I don't know why, but I'll be fine, 'cause I had a hell of a time.
I love this brass.
Know that I had the time of my life. So remember me and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes until the caskets close. Raise a toast as the curtains close and the sunset fades to black. So the story goes, we all walk with ghosts, no one-way tickets back. The casualties of our memories that slip right through the cracks. All the inside jokes and the times we spoke will stay frozen in the past. You gotta hold on to
I love that.
But you gotta let go just a little bit. I guess we'll never know what tomorrow brings, but just know you're not alone in the thick of it. I know it feels cold when the caskets close. Stories untold on a headstone. For those who grow old, it'll fly by in the blink of an eye. So we'll have a hell of a time.
That's love right there.
Know that we'll have the time of our lives. So remember us and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes until the caskets close. We'll have a hell of a time. No,
bro.
We'll have the time of our lives. So remember us and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes until the caskets close.
God damn it. I was not expecting that. I should have. The song's called Caskets, I know, but god damn, that was beautiful. I think it so perfectly encompasses kind of what loss feels like, and actually like adjusting to loss feels like, because there are moments where things are so heavy and they feel so dark and they feel overshadowing to all the good that you feel. And then you get these like it grows into like kind of having moments of relief by kind of dipping into the memories that made the life of the people that we lose and the one that we shared with them so beautiful. And then slowly but surely we begin to recognize that yeah, we've lost someone dear to us, but they wouldn't want us to be kind of stuck in the past. And and part of moving forward is still enjoying the time that we have left here because we still have so much love to give. And then you see in the end like how his family, this is what we end on, is his family that's now grown, and this would never have been possible without the person that he lost, his wife. And it just goes to show you that like, man, life is only worth living for the people that you know our lives become intertwined with. The end of the day, like money, material things, they're important in order to, have shelter and have safety. And I know that like not everyone has access to that, and that can always be extremely difficult. But at the end of the day, it's the people in our lives that make it worth living. And this is a beautiful reflection of that. And also just the feeling of loss and the transformation that where loss turns to nostalgia, right? And I think that's the nostalgia is like the only way I can describe the trumpets that were kind of playing there, the way that we hear them. It's like this soft, tender touch from the trumpets that gives you this like almost like it's a memory that you're feeling as they're playing in the background on the chorus. And I just really enjoyed that. This whole thing was beautiful. And I think Webby and Ren both had such amazing lyrics for this. And just wow. Wow. Oh man. I was not expecting that. Let's go back. Let's go back and kind of break it down because I do really like the use of lighting as well in this video. And just the way that shots are framed, it's brilliant. And I love even this opening like kind of guitar. It's soft. It's almost a little bit sad, right? But it's got that feeling of that memory that we're lingering on, and that's where we start off because that's where he's looking at right now. He's thinking back on the times that we shared. It's brilliant.
If I don't wake tomorrow morning, empty shoes on the side of the hall, and if my number is stops calling, picture frames hanging up by the door, you try to reach right in and hold on to the little things, but they slip away. But it's okay, 'cause I had a hell of a time.
Oh Jesus. Oh, the lyrics on that are so good because as as we are the ones who remain when someone is gone, the memories that we share with that person, slowly but surely, we cannot remember every single individual moment. And so, what's happening here is like we're almost like the we're given sympathy by the person who's gone, saying like, "Don't worry, I know it's going to happen." That doesn't mean that our love was any less. That doesn't mean that you don't care. It's just life. Life as you move forward, the things in the past you start to let go a little bit of, and that's not out of spite. That's not out of a lack of love. It's just life, and there's like that forgiveness. And sometimes, you know what? Like you do feel that guilt of like, oh man, why can't I remember this thing that we talked about, or like, just like that sits in your head. And this is such a beautiful way to remind us that the people that are gone from our lives would not want us to wallow in that sadness.
It's okay, 'cause I had a hell of a time.
Mm.
Know that I had the time of my life. So remember me and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes until the caskets close.
And even that, it's like such a beautiful way to say that we're all moving on this road of life, right? We're all going in the same direction, and it's such a small line, but it's like it tells you a lot about like the fact that yeah, we're gonna pass in and out of people's lives all the time. It's like watching traffic on the highway, right? Everyone's moving in one direction. Okay, obviously, I guess that's a bad example, but if you're thinking about a road, but everyone's moving in one direction, our lives cross just with one another's all the time, and some just mean more to us because they're our person or they're our people, and of course losing them is so hard. And but we're all going in the same direction. And I love that. I really like that line a lot, actually.
And if you get that sinking feeling, thinking
I
about
love
the
the
time we
clap,
shared,
dude. Even the clap, you can kind of hear it as like it's almost like it sounds almost like there's more than one person clapping, and this is like that feeling of like you're trying to, build back some of that momentum of happiness, and like this is like you're trying to clap along to the song, but also it's almost like they're still a part of your life, and every beat they're like they're part of the rhythm of it. I really enjoy that. Also, I'm loving that we start off with just the two of them, is these are the memories that are starting us up in his kind of recollection, and then slowly we build the family out, and it's like that's a beautiful representation of like what that love became, and also like what remains, right? And that's just brilliant. I love it.
and if you get that sinking feeling, thinking about the time we shared, I hope it helps you with your healing. Knowing that I wasn't scared, I savored everything. I pressed the world up against my skin. I was lucky, I guess. I always found the beauty in the mess. You gotta hold.
See, and I love that too, because that is what it is, right? Like sometimes life sucks, but there is always beauty in even the tragedies that exist in our lives. And of course there's always something that we can look at and be like, this could be better, or this could be, but finding the reasons to keep going, and finding the reasons to love, and finding the reasons to be happy together, that's what really life is all about. And it's almost like this is that moment where we're hearing this from the person that we've lost, being like, don't worry, I loved every single minute of our lives together. I savored every single second, and like I wouldn't give it up for the world. That's so beautiful.
The beauty in the mess.
I love how even here, obviously, like there's a moment where I think he's like focused on the Bills, right? And it's almost like he over here, you can see kind of he's upset, and it's like the love that they bore led to them having a child, and this is the moment where he finds out about it. And look at how his face changes.
Against my skin, I was lucky, I guess. I always found the beauty in the mess. You gotta hold on to the little things, but you gotta let go just a little bit. When another one goes, one will find their wings, then they'll find their way home, little take and give. Into the
I love that too, because he says let them find their wings, and it's like that goes back to kind of Ren's kind of the way that he talks about loss is like it's like an angel spreading their wings, and when we lose these people in our lives, they were the angels in our lives now, but now they're angels that have moved forward. And that's such a beautiful way to kind of call back to his almost like identity of the loss, right?
and they'll find their way home, little take and give. Into the unknown and the changing tides. The sun sets low on an endless sky. So much we don't know, I don't know why, but I'll be fine, 'cause I had a hell of a time. Know that I had the time of my life. So remember me and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes until the caskets close. Raise a toast as the curtains close and the sunset fades to black. So the story goes, we all walk with ghosts, no one-way tickets back.
We all walk with ghosts, no one-way tickets back. It's so wow, that's so powerful, because it's like, yeah, like the memories we have of that person are all that we have left when they're gone, and it almost feels like you're walking with their ghost because you still recall them, you still have memories attached to that person and feelings attached to that person. So in a way, they're still with you, right? Not quite the same, but they're still with you. As long as you live and as long as you remember, they're never truly gone. Physically, sure, but those memories and those feelings, they're not gone. And that's important. And that's where I think the strength of the unity of like love really shines. In even the absence of that person, the absence of maybe the person who gave us the reason to love and to live, even in their absence, they continue to give us that feeling, because it's like now we live on for them and now we love for them. And it's just wow. Also, this actor, holy crap. I'm like, he's tearing me up, man. His emotional, just the way he's portraying this character is so powerful. And this is really like, look at the shadows again. Now it's like when we've lost, I think that was his brother when we're losing him. Now it's there's more shadow in the room again. And that's so brilliant. Such a great way to show kind of the emotional impact and how it's slowly picking light away.
Story goes, we all walk with ghosts, no one-way tickets back. The casualties of our memories that slip right through the cracks. All the inside jokes and the times we spoke will stay frozen in the past. You gotta hold
The casualties of the memories, and it's like, that's what we're saying. That's what we're talking about. Like, even as we begin to forget these small little moments, it doesn't matter because they'll always be there. They'll have always been in our past. And just because we can't remember doesn't mean that we don't care. Doesn't mean that we don't have the love and the feelings associated with that moment. And I really like that. It's almost like I think his wife ends up with like dementia or Alzheimer's, or at least something that affects the memory. And you can see her starting to forget, and it's almost like that part there is actually for her, saying, I know you're like part of what your memory, you're losing what used to make you laugh and used to make you feel happy, but in that sense it's never truly gone, it's still there. So in that way our love is still just as strong and will always be. And even if you forget who I am, it doesn't matter, because those moments we shared mattered more than all of that.
on to the little things, but you gotta let go just a little bit. I guess we'll never know what tomorrow brings, but just know you're not alone in the thick of it. I know it feels
I love this too because like they're literally dancing in the dark, and this can almost be dark as like the end. And I think Webby said it as well. The setting sun, like the closing, the fading to black, and it's like that's where she's headed. That's why they're in the dark. But in the same time, there's so much light in their lives. It's just right now they're not feeling it quite the same because obviously you just found out about the condition that she has. That impacts how you're feeling, but in that same way, when you want, you can return back to light because there's so many of these little lights in their lives that give hope and give love. So even though they're experiencing one of the darkest moments probably in their lifetime, it doesn't mean that there's not light left to feel. And I love that.
oh when the caskets close, stories untold on a headstone. For those who grow old and fly by in the blink of an eye. So we'll
I love that stories untold on a headstone because like how can you encapsulate a person, a life, the memories that went along with it in just a headstone? You can't, and that's why like that relationship you had and those moments you shared are so important because that's what tells the story of your love, and it's
have a hell of a time. Know that we'll have the time of our lives. So remember us and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes until the caskets close. We'll have a hell of a time. Know that we'll have the time of our lives. So remember us and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes until the caskets close.
I love that while the trumpets are playing the chorus regularly, it's the soft playing that's happening, and it is really almost like we were talking about earlier, like this nostalgia that you're feeling. But as we get towards the end, it's almost like triumphant right at the end there, and it's almost like those memories now they have a refreshed um kind of feeling to them now that we've moved past and we've kind of moved through the stages of grief. Now thinking back doesn't have that same weight. It has almost like an uplift to it because now we recognize that at least we had the chance to love, and at least we had the chance to make those memories. And I love that when we started we were looking at a picture of him and his wife because that's where it all started, but we end off with this picture of the entire family because that's what their love bore. That's the fruits of their love's labor, and that's brilliant because now look at it, where there's so much light in the room again. And even though he had experienced so much sadness, and especially as we go through like the loss that they experience, even like the when they're in the hospital room, look at how dark it is in the room, right? Like it's almost like the colors are washed away because that's what it feels like in that moment. Losing that person feels like your life is never going to be the same, and it won't quite ever be the same. But that doesn't mean you won't ever find happiness, and that's kind of the most important part. And I think that's what the song is all about. In that we will lose people along the way, but that loss doesn't mean that love is lost. That love still remains, and love remains in us. And we got to keep that feeling there and hold it in our hearts because if we don't, then what was the point, right? Ah, what a brilliant song, what a brilliant video, brilliant message just to everything. Man, I was not expecting this at all, but amazing. Even just like as an album, this has been a little bit crazy because it's like there's so many things happening on this album. There's so many different styles, so many different vibes, so many different moods to the songs. It's fantastic. Man. Ah, Inpatient does it again. Levy and Ren bringing us another brilliant song. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that your week is better than your day, your month is better than your week, and your year is better than your month. Love you all, and I will see you on the next one.